Welcome to our video about default properties for modules. Modules and modules attributes have default properties which are automatically created whenever those modules or modules attributes are created. Tosca adds some properties values automatically upon scanning. I will walk you through what they are. First, to see the module's properties, you will need to click on the arrow to expand the Properties panel. On the module level, there are a few default properties that we often see. Here, I have a standard module and a module I scanned using the Xscan that I will circle through. The node path property contains the unique path to the object in the workspace. This is how the object can be uniquely identified. The next thing we see is the created by property. It shows the Tosca user who created the object. Then, created at shows the time of creation. Modified by and modified at are similar, but for the user and time that the object was last modified. The has missing references property indicates that a reference is missing. Its default value is false. The unique ID property is the object unique identification number in the workspace. Synchronization policy modifies the synchronization policy of the selected object between the local workspace and the common repository. Excluded objects are no longer part of the local workspace. In large repositories, this option can significantly reduce the duration of the synchronization process. There are a few options to choose from. The description property is where you can write in anything to describe your object. It will not affect your automation. The identical text will appear on the description column. By default, this property has no value. The value of the revision property is automatically assigned in multi-user environments. The revision number increases whenever an object is checked in or out. Owning group name and viewing group name specifies the user group that is authorized to modify or view objects in a multi-user environment. Is checked out by me indicates whether the current user has checked this object out or not. Interface types specify whether the test object is a GUI or a non-GUI object. Implementation type indicates the technology used for steering the test object, for example, Java, HTML, SAP, and so on. You can use a technical ID to define a technology-specific property. Is abstract shows whether your module is abstract or not. Abstract modules cannot be used in the test case. With the business type property, on X module level, it indicates the technology-specific root element, for example, HTML document or XML document. Starting from the X module attribute, this indicates the control type of an attribute independent of the technology used. For example, text box or checkbox or button. You can check if a module is a T-box module with is T-box module. With automation framework, you will find out which automation framework is the module, if it's T-box or something else. There are a few other default properties for the module attribute as well. Cardinality specifies how often an X module attribute might be used as an X test step value in one and the same X test step. The default data type indicates the default type of entry that is specified in the test step values value field. However, it is not binding. Similar to this, the default action mode property specifies the default action mode for X test step values. You can select the available action modes from a drop-down list depending on the specified interface type. Some controls receive a default value when you scan them with Tosca Xscan. Of course, to fit with your automation need, you can create extra parameters as well. For more information, please check out our user manual as well as our other videos.
Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to the Tricentis Academy channel to get the latest tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you best utilize Tricentis' continuous testing platform. For more information, please click the links in the description.